Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Chris. We're glad to have you all here this week. I almost changed up what we said, what we opened with, and that would have thrown Courtney off.
It would have. It really would have.
I,
Thank you.
I hesitated just for a moment there. Um, yes. Let's make sure we get everything sorted. We're going to give everyone a chance to join. We've got some friends on Instagram and we've got Carla on Facebook already. So we're glad to have you all here with us tonight. We have another exciting topic tonight. Hello, Verdina. We're very glad to have you here. But this is going to be, I think, hopefully, a really informative discussion. And hopefully you all get something out of it. I know we will get something out of it as well. So let's just make sure that we've got everyone here, and I would imagine everything's going good with our microphone. So I do want to just point out that if you want to catch any of our previous podcasts, you can catch the video recordings on YouTube. They live there permanently. If you want to catch us on the audio version, podcast to take on your jog or your ride to work, feel free to hit us up on the Apple Podcast and Spotify podcast. So on those as well, there are other podcasts available from other healthy coaches too. So lots of really good content there. So if you want to catch any of our previous stuff there. But with that, I will let Courtney introduce our topic for today.
Yes, tonight we're talking about how weight loss isn't just food and movement, it's your mind, habits, and your identity. Weight loss is so much more than just the physical. It is also about the emotional. And sometimes, honestly, the emotional can outweigh the physical.
Oh, yes.
So understanding this, that it is about more than just what you eat and those kind of things, is huge in any health journey.
Because if it was just about eating less and moving more, I think we all wouldn't even be in this position in the first place.
Yeah. Everybody knows. I mean, technically, not everybody, but most people know how to lose weight. You eat less, move your body more. However, sometimes we do that and we still feel stuck, and that's because there's this whole other emotional aspect to it.
And there's lots of things that that will sabotage us as well on the journey. So we all really know eat less, move more, but doing that is sometimes a challenge, especially with these habits and these mindsets and what we think might be our identity. They challenge and make it difficult to lose weight.
It's not always about the lack of doing what you're supposed to do or even the lack of knowledge. Sometimes it's like we just got to dig deeper and figure out some things.
What's really blocking me from achieving my goal? What's setting me back? What are some of my triggers that are causing some of these eating issues? Those types of things. So there's a lot of we've identified 4 kind of hidden drivers when it comes to weight loss, and that's emotions and your habits, identity, and some stories you've been telling yourself for your whole entire life. So whether there's something that you vocalize or if it's something that you just keep internally, those are the 4 kind of takeaways that we have.
Yeah, you can't like outwork or even like out diet these things long term. Like eventually, if you don't work through them and get like realize that this is what's happening, you're just gonna go right back to it. In the long run, it's not going to work. So that's why you really have to dig deep sometimes and figure out what's going on emotionally and not just physically when it comes to a weight loss journey.
That basically explains all the reasons we have failed in the past. Is not really setting ourselves up for success long term, not addressing the bad habits and the emotions that we have when it comes to eating. This is the longest we've gone without gaining our way back, and we're still making good progress. And it's because we're making a more intentional effort to know what these habits are, what these triggers are, and to learn how to move past that.
Yes. And a side note, I don't even know if this is in our notes, but also get yourself an accountability partner for your journey, because he knows my triggers. He knows, like, if I've been like, today was a very hard day at work, and he knows, like, he's probably going to be watching me like a hawk tonight to make sure I don't go in there and sneak some Reese's. Get you an accountability partner that knows your triggers as well. Somebody that you can talk to about those things. If you are feeling like you're going to have a binge moment, if those emotions are coming back, find somebody that you can talk to about that. And
Mhm.
like I said, I can't remember if this was actually in our notes, but it just came to my mind. Like, find
Definitely it's
somebody that
helpful.
knows
Mhm.
your triggers and these kind of things, because sometimes we don't recognize them ourselves.
Hi, Mary. Our neighbor from Tennessee is joining us on YouTube as well. So glad to have you here. Um, what we've talked about this, it's probably just one of the biggest things that can impact weight loss is your emotions. You know, eating when you're stressed, eating when you're
Mhm.
bored, and there also can be some positive. You know, eating to celebrate things, eating to bring back memories. For me, when it comes to the holidays, there's nothing that brings back memories of the holidays and my grandmother in particular than chocolate chip cookies and other cookies and baking and those types of things. And all those things are really great because it brings back my positive memories of
Mhm.
her. Um, but when it's taken and not in moderation, that can definitely have me setback. So not all these emotions are negative, but there definitely are some like the stress eating and being bored.
Yes, absolutely. So like you really like we talked about digging deeper. You have to dig deep sometimes and ask yourself, what emotions do you associate with overeating? Whether it is something happy
Hmm.
like the chocolate chip cookies or something like stress eating. I am a stress eater. That's why I said he's gonna have to watch me tonight and make sure I don't end up in the Reese's. Because it was a stressful day and I am a stress eater. And on the opposite end of that, which is also not good, if I'm having anxiety, I don't want to eat anything at all.
Hmm. And that's not healthy.
So, and that's also not a good thing. So you also need to realize things that cause you to not want to eat as well. Because if you're not eating enough, that's also not good. So find out what emotions you do associate with your overeating or even under eating.
Hmm. And sometimes just taking a break when you're getting ready to eat or have a snack, pause. Am I really hungry? Is this a reaction to, an emotion? And then make your decision.
Mhm.
You still may want to have that snack, or you may want to continue on the journey, but that might make you more aware. So that when you go and track that, you're not surprised.
Mhm, yes. And Tammy mentioned that her and her daughter are doing this together and she fell off the wagon, but her daughter is doing great. She's lost 14 pounds and it's awesome and inspiring. That is amazing. And it is okay. We're kind of in the same boat. He's definitely lost more than me because I fell off the wagon and he's just been like pushing forward and doing amazing. So you're definitely not alone in that. But I know you can do it.
Hmm. And having someone to do this with
Yes.
is definitely going to
That's
be
why we
extremely
talk about
helpful
the
too.
accountability partners. It is
Hmm.
so amazing having an accountability partner.
Yes. Glad to have you here with us, Mary. And then Devin, hey, glad to have you here with us on YouTube as well. And Jody on Instagram mentions having to end some unhealthy friendships because and then stop listening to some negative
Mhm.
family members and limiting social media. Social media sometimes is a great tool.
Yeah.
We've met some amazing people on this weight loss platform, on the Healthy program, other programs. Just the weight loss community itself is just amazing and super supportive. But there's also comes to a time when social media need to kind of take a break a
Mhm.
little bit.
Yes.
Mhm.
But also along with what Jody said about having to end some unhealthy friendships
Mhm.
and being around negative family members, we have a whole podcast. I can't remember how far back it is,
Mhm.
about your circle and knowing who should be in your circle. Because if there's people in your life that are not supporting you and that are bringing you down, it will bring about those negative emotions that we're talking about. It
Mhm.
can bring about the overeating. It can also bring about the undereating if they make you feel bad about what you're eating.
Mhm.
So make sure you have those healthy relationships and
Mhm.
those people in your life that are going to be there and keep you accountable, but not bring you down along with it.
Absolutely. And Devin mentions just tracking in the app is super, super helpful to make sure that he's not falling off the wagon. And he's lost 3 pounds from working out and tracking in the healthy app. And that is
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Whether you've lost
Congratulations.
half a pound, 20 pounds, it's really, really amazing.
It all
And
takes work.
yep, and sharing your success is very important to help
Mhm.
encouraging others as well who might be in a rut. So sharing your wins is definitely a huge help.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, then just the habits, the autopilot issue. You don't have to think. That's one of the things that I struggle with when I'm working out is I need to do more strength training, but I do what's easy for me. What's easy for me is to get on the elliptical. I'm kind of on
Mhm.
autopilot, but the same goes for food. I mean, if you're on autopilot and you don't want to think about what you're
Mhm.
going to eat, you might tend to gravitate to the easier things, the less healthy things, and those bites add up.
Yeah, we live in a microwave generation. We live in a world where people want things to
Mhm.
come easily,
And instantly.
and instantly. And I have to tell myself, like, if we're on the elliptical or if I'm doing strength training, I have to like. Sometimes I literally repeat these words in my mind. I can do hard things. I can do hard
Mhm.
things because if it's easy, it's probably not doing very much, honestly.
Mhm.
When especially when it comes to exercise, you want to challenge yourself some. So just remind yourself, like even when it comes with just getting these negative emotions away or anything, just remind yourself, I can do hard things. Like it might be difficult and it might not be the easy thing to do, but I can do hard things.
Mhm. Absolutely. Um, um, so whether it's nighttime snacking or going popping through the drive-through because that's what's quick and easy,
Hmm.
or going off the rails on the weekend, which is something we've done, too
We've
many
definitely
times.
stopped that for the most part. And also drive through, we don't go out to eat very often, not just because financially, but it's just usually not the most healthy things. Like we can go to some places like
Mhm.
Popeyes has an amazing black and tenders. And there are some other places that we can get like healthier option, but it's still not going to be probably as healthy as something we can make at home.
Mhm.
So we have tried ourselves to just, I mean, occasionally last night we had Arby's within our diet. But we used to go to drive-throughs all the time.
Mhm.
Now it's maybe once a week, if that.
Yeah, if that, it maybe once, twice a month.
Mhm.
Um, so think of things that you have habits for and try to make those small changes. Courtney's made this comment before, last week or the week before, about when it comes to changing habits, to change one at a time.
Mhm.
You don't have to go through and revamp your entire system and stop doing everything. Just pick and choose and just do small baby steps.
Yes, absolutely. And habits, when you have a habit like that, this is why it's called a habit. You don't think about it. It's just there. It's just something you're going to do. And with these emotions or these overeatings and all these things, those are all habits. When you're stress eating, when you want nighttime snacking, they're all habits that we have.
Mhm.
Not everybody has them, but someone has these habits. And they you don't have to think about them. They're just there, which is another thing that makes them easy.
Mhm.
Um, so good and bad.
Mhm.
And I forgot where I was going with my whole statement
Yes.
about
Well,
habits.
I can move on to our next comment is that you
Yes,
can attach new habits to your existing routines.
that's
Li-
actually where I was going with
Like
that.
if you're going to go grocery shopping, pick up some healthy snacks on the way
Mhm.
out and make that a habit. Go to the grocery store not hungry and have those snacks beforehand. If you're going to be out and about and doing a lot of things, pack a snack or a quick sack lunch
Mhm.
that you can make at home and bring with you, and so you're less tempted to go out to eat or pick up those other things. Make those small changes when you're going to get something to drink. Make it a water or
Mhm.
something healthier than maybe a sugary beverage. We all know that I like to eat my calories versus drinking my calories. So make those small new habits and attach them to your existing routines.
Yes.
And this one's really deep. I I've always been overweight, and so I feel like I that has become part of my identity, that I am the big dude. I am, the binge eater. But ultimately, that's not who I am. I'm not my size. I'm not my food. That stuff does not define who I am, or it can. You can't. You need to not let it define who you are. Who you are, who I want to be, is based off my personality, the things that I do, the people that I love.
Mhm.
That is who I want to identify, make myself,
Yeah.
you know, that's my identity.
Yeah.
My identity is not my weight. My identity is the people I love, the things
Mhm.
I like doing, those types of things. So you can choose to focus on those more positive things as your identity and not let the negative, like your weight or your food, become your
Mhm.
identity.
Yes, because people tend to act in alignment with who they believe they are.
Hmm.
So, like he said, he feels like he's the big dude, and so he's going to act that way. Like, oh, it's cool for me to just go to the pizza buffet and eat, 30 slices of pizza because I'm the big dude. That's what people expect.
Hmm.
Um, those kind of things. Or I don't work out. Like, I'm not disciplined at all. I'm not a disciplined person. I'm not disciplined enough for that. I can't do that. Like, people tend to act the way that they believe. I mean, obviously, if you believe you are that way, but
Hmm.
sometimes we have to like force ourselves to get out of that and
Mhm.
to make that new identity for yourself. Whether it be, instead of me being like, I'm the big girl, being like, no, I'm the confident girl, I'm the beautiful, just
Mhm.
tell yourself these things. And then eventually that will be your new identity. You will start believing these things and
Mhm.
you will start acting those ways. When it comes to working out, I am slow. Like, I am slow, but I tell myself, like, I'm fast. I'm going to go fast. I'm going to lift heavy. I'm going to do, all these things. And I have to make myself believe that. And eventually I do.
Mhm. Absolutely. And you just got to reframe your thinking. I'm someone who's becoming disciplined. I'm someone who's learning to take care of myself. That is who I'm becoming. That's not who I am or who I was. And with that, I can take that
Mhm.
confidence to make sure that I stay on track and get rid of these negative habits and make this a lasting, lifelong journey.
Yes. And honestly, this is not something I thought of before until Chris put it in the notes that, like, we believe these things. Like, I call myself all the time. I still say I'm a binge eater. I'm a binge eater. But I don't have to be that. I
Mhm.
don't have to see myself as that. I can change that about
Mhm.
me. And it might be hard, but like I said earlier, I can do hard things.
And she can be a person who suffers from binge eating, but that's not who she is.
Yes.
And if she reframes that, that will help, take the power away from the binge disorder.
Yes, I have a coach and she tells me, like, almost daily, like, remind yourself of who you are. Write yourself a 5-minute note and make sure every single thing is positive. Do not tell yourself down. Do like it The whole point is to write for 5 minutes something positive about yourself. And you will start believing those things.
Hmm.
And they're not lies. Like, you're not just writing down bold-faced lies. You're writing down positive things. So if you need to do something like that to kind of shift your mindset and your identity, just sit down for 5 minutes every day and write down things you love about yourself. Write down positive things, and you will eventually start believing them and you will eventually start putting them into practice and acting the way that you're saying.
And then your accountability partner, you can lift them up and have them lift you up in times of need. So when you're struggling or you're trying to envision yourself in this new thought process,
Mhm.
have them help you. Because I tell Courtney all the time that she's beautiful and she's gorgeous and she's stunning, and that helps her mindset, and it just encourages her to keep going.
Yes, if I have a day that I'm feeling just ugly, I'm just like, "Hey, Chris, how do I look?" Because I know he's not going to think I'm ugly no matter how I look. Like, I could have a sack over my head and he's going to tell me I'm beautiful.
Sometimes
So
I don't even
he
look.
doesn't even look. He's like, "You look great." And I'm like, "You didn't even look at me. You didn't look."
I won't say it with that tone though. So I'm like, you're
Yeah.
beautiful, but without even looking, just because I know it. I don't have to look, and I've already got this vision of her in my head anyway. I don't have to look to know what
Mhm.
she looks like and to know that she's gorgeous. But have someone like that that can
Mhm.
build you up um, and just be in your corner.
Yes.
It's really important.
Yes, and Mary on Facebook mentioned, or I guess she's on YouTube, mentioned that she's a stress and junk food eater. I've mentioned that I'm a stress eater, and that kind of goes back with the habits that we talked about earlier, finding new habits when you are stressed. Um, Making sure that it's not junk food. Like, I mean, I now like to go shopping. That's probably not the greatest for our wallet, but that is something that I do like to do. And I also another thing I like to do when I'm stressed, which is also I need to find better things to do when I'm stressed. I like to bake. I love baking when I'm stressed. It is amazing, but I have to
Granted,
do
her habits have changed, so when she bakes, we typically give it away
I
or
can
have it
give
in
it
small
away.
or have it in small portions, so she can still do those
Mhm.
things and, help relieve those stress without going
Yes,
overboard.
but it's about finding healthier habits and
Go
things.
for a walk,
Yes, yes, because I do, like, if I'm, like, angry, I wanna go lift heavy.
blow some steam.
Yeah. So find those habits. Oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. Find those habits that you can replace the bad
Mhm.
habits with.
Mhm. And then also, we've gone over this multiple times. It's just because it's really, really prevalent, even for us who have been on this journey for a long time and have had a lot of success. We do still sometimes struggle with well, I've already gone off the rails. Might as well start back on Monday. Or I don't have time for this. I'm just going to do whatever,
Mhm.
do whatever is easiest. Those ways of thinking will set you back more than you realize. Granted, you don't want to focus. If you do happen to fall off the wagon, so to speak, don't beat yourself up over it. But you can't have too many of those "I'll
Mhm.
start Monday"
Yes, because
mentalities,
if you oh, sorry.
because it'll just, before you know it, you're gonna be a month into
Mhm.
your you being off the wagon, and you've undone months of success.
Yeah, if you restart every Monday, you're probably not gonna get anywhere. So we used to be like, and I'll start Monday, and then we'd have a great week until the weekend, and then we'll start back on Monday, and we were undoing all of our
And
progress.
that's how our 2-year plateau took place. We
Yeah.
would do really good on the weeks and not good on the weekends, and we just basically stayed steady,
Mhm.
and which is not a bad, completely a bad thing.
Yeah.
But when we've got so much um, progress to still be made,
Mhm.
it really is a little frustrating sometimes.
Yes. But when you're going through these thoughts in your head, these emotions, these habits, everything, you need to ask yourself, are these facts or are these just familiar thoughts? Do I feel this way about myself because it's a fact? Or is this just what I've been telling myself all my life?
Hmm.
Do I feel like I'm the big girl because it's a fact? Or because that's just what I've been told my whole life?
Hmm.
Do I, like, you really need, like, dig deep
Hmm.
and
Because you can't
decide.
change your life
Mhm.
if you keep thinking the same story.
Yes, absolutely. If you can't change your mindset, it's probably not like you know what to do. You know, like we mentioned earlier, you know to eat less, you know to exercise, but if you don't change everything mentally, you're just going to go right back. You're going to go back to those bad habits and it's going to be all for nothing. And we want to see you guys succeed. We want to see you guys
Hmm.
not just succeed, but like when your mindset shifts, it does make you a happier person.
Hmm.
And I want us all to be happy. Like
Hmm.
this is like being healthy is one of the greatest things that we have gotten.
Hmm.
I feel so much better. I feel so much happier, and I want that for all of you as well. And
Hmm.
sometimes we do need to shift our mindsets to start and get there.
Hmm. And not only that, but even on this health journey and watching what we eat, we still eat some really good, amazing
We
things.
do, and we have balance. We eat things that people probably think we shouldn't. Yesterday we had a crumble cookie, and I still lost weight overnight. So, and we did not have a whole. We had a mini.
Hmm.
They make minis now. What?
Which is a lot more easier to fit in your day.
Mhm.
But and we do go to like one of my favorite places is a Korean barbecue, so we do enjoy these things. Um, so we're living
It's
life.
just not a daily thing anymore.
It's not a daily thing, and we're staying active. And I love being able to go up and down our stairs because we have stairs where we're living now, and I've gone according to my watch, I feel like that's more. I've up the stairs 8 times. I feel like I've done that a little bit more than that, and it's nothing. Like I will sometimes find reasons to go back up the stairs right after I just went down the stairs, and that's so
Mhm.
much easier than it used to be. And I love the spring in my steps. Even though I've still got a long way to go, I feel so much more springier
Mhm.
and happier, and I'm pushing 40, guys. So it's a really big
You're
benefit.
old.
She's a whole 23 months younger than I am, which is a massive amount. So she'll be pushing 40 before
Yeah.
you know it. But weight loss is just, it's not physical. It's not just physical. In reality, the physicalness is probably a very small portion of your journey. The biggest portion of your journey is going to be mental and emotional.
Mhm.
And as Crystal mentions, changing mindset has helped her lose over 20 pounds since July
That's
4th. And that
amazing.
is phenomenal.
Mhm.
So mindset matters. Like I mentioned, the weight loss is just a little bit physical, but it's mostly emotions.
Yes, and this week, if you do have issues with your mindset, with triggers, with habits, don't just track your food. Also, get yourself a journal and track your triggers.
Hmm.
Notice what you feel. Notice if you have a binge moment, like why, if you were stressed, if you were happy, because some people do binge when they're happy.
Hmm.
What did you automatically do when you felt that way? What did you tell yourself in that moment? Like, keep track of it because I used to think journals were silly, but they really are like a way to really dig down deep and figure these things out.
Because when you track them, you can start noticing patterns,
Mhm.
and you can start making more mindful shifts, adjusting those patterns and
Mhm.
adjusting those things and adjusting to those situations. If you've got a stressful situation, you can learn to adjust to it better and not respond in your old ways, but pick up new habits.
Yep.
So now we're going to go on to since we're
Cutting
filling
it
up.
kind of close.
Yep. So let's go on to our recipe, and this recipe is delicious, and nice and sweet. So I will let Courtney take it away since it is her thing.
This is a chocolate chip pancake bake. You need 4 teaspoons of chocolate caramel cookie flavored shaker seasoning blend.
It's in the little bottle that's labeled Twix.
Yeah, it's Twix. Copyright or not copyright, but whatever that
Trademark, maybe.
Trademark, yeah. Twix trademarked. And 1.5 cups of water, 3 large egg whites. Or you can use, I forget what it's equal to, but it says it like on the box. If you just buy a carton of egg whites, it'll say what it's equal to. 51 grams of the Lily's milk chocolate baking chips or any of the like no sugar added, and 2 cups of Kodiak buttermilk
pancake mix.
Yeah, pancake mix. Mix all the ingredients together except for the chocolate chips. If you don't have the Twix seasoning, you can also use like cinnamon sugar would be good too. Surprisingly, you can have like a teaspoon of that, which is a lot more than you would think for not very many calories. But anyways, mix all the ingredients except for the chocolate chips and add it to a greased 9x13 baking dish. Sprinkle with the chocolate chips and then bake for 25 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Super easy, super quick. It's done. It's ready to go. This makes 8 servings. You can serve it with some fruit or some eggs for some protein, like
yogurt,
some sausage, yogurt, anything like that to get some protein. This only has 9.3 grams of protein. And it's between 3 and 5 bites, depending on the plan, and it's 20.3 net carbs and 151 calories. So
yes, so you can do things to make the macros even better. By like I mentioned, you could do half a portion of that and then crumble it over a yogurt bowl.
Yep.
And we blend up cottage cheese and add it to our yogurt bowls to add even more protein. So you can do all kinds of things, and this is really good for fruit prepping. You just bake this in a dish, then you slice it up, and then
now I might want to do this.
Put it in a container.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is our recipe for this week. But we appreciate you all going on this journey with us, and we are here for you, and we love the love and support that you give us too, that gives us encouragement and helps us to keep moving. So we're so thankful for you to do life and do this journey with us, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye guys.
Bye.